I had an aha moment this rising. As I was waking up, I didn't get up straight away. I was just doing like a check-in, just seeing how my body was feeling, really. Yeah, I do that on the regular before I get up. But just today, I was like, you know what? Nah, I need to get straight on my mat, straight on my yoga mat. It's not even about yoga, but I said I need to get straight on my mat, not to do the regular sequences that I go through, or the Smai-Tawi poses or Kemetic yoga, and not to do any of that. Just to take time on static stretches, right? Like, I really mean take time on static stretches. You may say, well, hey, you do yoga. You do a whole bunch of yoga, you're training, you're running around, you know, you're doing that already. No. No, I'm not. No, I am not. You know, a lot of times I write things down, and when I write things down, it helps me make sense, because there's so many things going on in my head. But like movement, you talk about movement. You know, there's so many different types of movement, right? And maybe I was just overly focused on movement, through, functional movement, holistic movements, things of this nature. But in all the studying and the practicing, the daily rituals of movement, I feel like I've been neglecting the stillness and the static stretches. So we have movement and then we have the stillness, right? So I was dealing with the movement. I was dealing with the stillness as well. I was dealing with the stillness, when I'm holding the meditation, reflecting, taking time, I'm just being still, at peace, not exerting any energy. But within the realm of movement, there is stillness, all right? And the movement that I'm talking about is static stretches. So you're going into the movement, but you're holding it, and you're being still. You're holding that. So, not a physical therapist or anything like that. Not going to go into some deep breakdowns of what's happening, scientifically what's happening to the muscles when you're doing a static stretch or anything like that. But from what I know, the muscles contract, right? They shorten and they lengthen. So going through movement now, movement is linked in with mobility. So you do have, from my understanding, the function of that muscle, that tendon, contract to lengthen. So contracting when we're building, we're doing our resistance weights, pumping iron and stuff like that, and then lengthening more so when we're going into our yoga. But there's still contractions in yoga, not to just say that that's the only way. So we're mostly focused on that in yoga. We have the combination of these static postures, right? These static poses, and these static poses that you're in, they are strengthening. They're strengthening, even some movements can be seen as resistance as well. You know what I mean? So yes, you can develop, go into like more of a hypertrophic state, through your yoga movements. You can develop muscle, But within that, I feel that I've been neglecting the stillness in the realm of movement, which is, I'm classifying it, I'm linking that into static stretches. So, because even the fluidity and the flowing of something, that's more mobility. You know what I mean? It's really getting those joints moving, getting that energy flowing. You're moving, right? But now when you're talking about repair, for those people that are, especially for those people that are injured and need rehab, but really everyone should go through this on a regular, go through a range of these different type of movements to overall develop a totality of wellness within your being, right? So a combination of lengthening the muscle, shortening the muscle, going through those, doing your mobility work, joint work, building resistance exercises and stuff like that. Play, really and truly, just play. Just any type of movement, doesn't even matter. Just play. Just go out there and move your body. Do the things that the natural functions that your body was made for, and do more. Explore it. Do you know what I mean? Well, all that being said, still remember that stillness through static stretches, because we don't stretch it enough. To say that I get that through the yoga that I do, the Smai-Tawi movements that I do. No, it's not true. It's not true. Everything doesn't have to be built into the system. You can't expect one system to give you everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, nah, it doesn't give me this, so I'm not gonna do it. No, it's fine. But it's about you seeing where the holes are, right? Seeing where the holes are, where there's particular weak areas of your practice, and strengthening that, or particular weak areas of your body and strengthening that. So where has all this been coming from? I've been dealing with tons of injuries over the years. You know what I mean? I'm not one to really just sit down and do nothing. Like, I'm very energetic. I do a lot of movement. I do a lot of stupid shit as well. You know what I mean? I'm a big ass child. You know what I mean? And I love it. But yeah, like about, I don't know, could be like 10, 11 years ago now. I was doing some heavy lifting with some bodybuilding heads in the gym. Bodybuilding heads that have a very I don't know what to call it. They just iron heads, really. Like, they just fucking love to lift, and they overdo it, and they try to lift up the gym every time they get in there. So and it's shit that happens. I fall victim to it. I did back then, won't ever again. Being a man shit, the testosterone, you know what I mean? That shit, man, like to lift shit up, so how strong we are. Get our muscles bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, bigger, bigger. Just keep, I don't know. You understand. Trying to compensate for whatever the hell it is. Who knows? That's a whole different thing. But yeah, messed up my back lifting some shit, doing a deadlift, lifting some stuff that was way too heavy for me. And yeah, I've been paying for it ever since, because I've never really took the time off, or I thought I was healed properly, and then I went and did some other crap. But so, all that being said, I've healed from it, but I'm still aware of it. It's still there, right? So there's things that I do need to continuously work on to strengthen. And there's other things that I deal with as well. Got sciatica. I'm not own it like that, but I have sciatic pain a lot of times, and that's been happening for the last 8-9 years. Something you can heal from? Try my fucking best. I haven't healed from it yet, but I do make it manageable. So it's not just because you see me doing yoga, do you feel like, oh yeah, I'm pain free or anything, or I don't deal with things like anyone else? No. I deal with it as well. I may manage it better. I go in and I pick it apart and I try to heal myself. If I'm not aware how to do these things, then I seek additional help. Whether I go to an osteo and get some and have them look at me, tell me some stuff, and then write a program. I come back home, practice that, and I expand on that. So I do go outside as well. So I'm very aware of my body, and I like to do regular check-ins. So that check-in this rising was coming from all that. So a combination of us, just that by itself, with also me just being seated a lot, really and truly. I got no like furniture to sit on where I live, because I don't want any of that furniture. I didn't want any of that furniture. I'm cool. I like being on the ground. My bed's on the ground. There's not like seats and tables, and no, I'm on the ground most of the time. So I like that. But I've probably reached my limit with it. I've probably been like that for a few years now. Probably coming back from India, maybe. But I've been like that for a few years. So I've been sitting down too long without stretching those particular muscles that I need to. So that's where I was like, oh, these static stretches here, because I started going into some static stretches, and I'm talking about really holding them long and breathing through them deep, like getting lost into it. Breathing into it so deep and holding it so long that damn near became psychedelic for me in itself, like no lie. And when I say holding long and like really breathing into it, I'm talking about holding a stretch, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you know what I mean? Really, not, oh yeah, cool, I'm done. Like, no, really going into it. And there's an art as well, even to do that within itself. You see people just fling their bodies around online and like, okay, cool, it's done. Like, no, there's a body to still do that in a particular way to connect deep and like even just transcend the body when you're going into that particular stillness through the movement, right? So it's not just forcing yourself all the way into the movement, but it's, especially if you're dealing with a particular soreness or in that area that okay, oh wow, I'm so tight here, I'm so tight that it hurts even stretching that area. You don't just pull your body into it. No, you're gentle with the body. You don't want to communicate like any more tension, into the body, like, oh no, he's about to stretch me in a way that I don't want to be stretched. I don't want to go there. Your limbs will start seizing up. You want to be as comfortable as possible going into these delicate areas. So I'm exhaling as I'm slowly coming in, like as I'm coming closer or bring the limb or lengthening. So I'm exhaling as I'm lengthening that particular muscle or tendons, the fascia, all that goodness. But I don't go all the way. I just go slowly with it. Slow, long exhalation of 4 seconds, for at least 4 seconds, 4 to 6 seconds inhalation, same way on the exhalation. And then I just hold it there. I don't back off. Then I'll take my breath again, inhale, and then I'll exhale, and then I'll go a little bit deeper. I'm not even trying to go so fast. I'm trying to just move in slowly. It's just gradual. Even if it takes me 10 minutes to get to that point where I need to, I'm cool, So I just keep doing that all the way. When I get to a particular area that really is painful, it's just painful in a way that I know that I'm lengthening the area where I need to, you know, not painful like, oh, I'm breaking something up or I'm causing, what is that? Where I'm doing an improper movement where it's bone on bone. Do you know what I mean? I forgot the name of it, but I'm lengthening the muscle in a way that it needs to go. So I'll hold that right there, and then I'll just breathe through that. Just staying with it, just breathing through it. Not trying to go any deeper into the stretch or anything, just breathe through that. However long it takes. Some may take 10 seconds, you know, some may take 2-3 minutes, but little by little, that pain starts to go down. It starts to lessen, it starts to go down. So I normally classify the pain on like a 1 through 10 scale, you know, 10 being like the highest point, like, yo, it's not manageable. Nope, no way in hell. And 1 being like, yo, I don't feel anything. So the pain probably starts on a 8, somewhere like that. I just keep it held right there until it comes all the way down until a 2, 1, I can't even feel it. And then from there, I'll take another breath and then I exhale and I'll move in a little further. Move in a little further. Keep lengthening that muscle until I reach there again. Reach another part that I need to hold. But yeah. So it's that really. You may be watching this video like, yo, I watched this for nothing. You may feel like that. But who feels it knows. A lot of us are going around in silent pain. You know what I mean? The body is calling out. Just because you go to the gym and you lift weights or you do tons of yoga and, you know, doesn't mean that that is all that you need. Doesn't mean that that's it, that you have all the grounds, all the bases covered. You know, there's going to be a lot of areas for yourself that require additional, specific attention. You know, so but you need to develop that awareness with yourself. You know, and these type of things, when you're in pain, whatever pain, whether you're talking about pain within the body, pain, emotional pain, you know, mental pain, whatever the case, stress, trauma, you know it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. That's going to be released. That's going to come up. That's going to change your attitude. Do you know what I mean? How you feel about self and how you deal with others. That could make you more irritable, you know, all these type of things. So, yeah, knowing that. So now I'm going to start to work more heavily on more static movements. So, you know, I'm calling it stillness within the movements, right? But yeah, so it's going to really slow things down. And it's going to be dope. So I'm looking forward to creating that. I'll probably start working on that maybe tomorrow. But yeah, look for that. If anyone else that wants a closer look into rehabilitation, movements for rehabilitation, static movements, more mobility movements, things like that, or utilizing the tools or specific tools to help you work out different aches or knots, pains, or, you know, in your muscles, in your joints, whatever the case. You can look up The Supple Leopard. The Supple Leopard is a great book for that. It allows you to definitely become your own, you know, body scientist of such. Additional tools to have in your arsenal, right? Yeah, I'm glad I got that out of my heavens. Back to the garden.